So today, the first of my three guiding principles, and I consider this one the most important because it really drives the other two that I'll talk about the next 2 weeks. And that first guiding principle is unconditional love. And I know you love my high-tech graphics here. This is just a picture of the poster board that I use when I'm leading a discussion group. So I have my three principles written down, and every once in a while I'll pull it out and say, remember this one. If you study the Bible in the Old Testament, our view of God is different than it is today. In the Old Testament, when things were going bad, if they had a famine or drought, they often would say, well, why is God angry with us? And what do we need to do to make God happy? Because when things were going good, it's because God was happy with them and God loved them. But when things were going bad, well, God was angry, and they'd put on sackcloth and ashes or whatever. In other religions or ancient civilizations, we might see human sacrifice even, because they think they have to appease God or the gods. With Jesus Christ, I think that it shifts. And Jesus really teaches us God is love, and not just love, but unconditional love. And in religious circles, you might often call it agape love, which is the Greek word for unconditional or sacrificial love. But I like unconditional love. So our view of God changed from the Old Testament to New Testament. And our view of God and unconditional love, what I often tell in my class is, there's nothing you can do that is so terrible that God will not love you. God will always love you. God is always there, that force of love in your life. And I think the next step is for us to also show that unconditional love. And that is my first guiding principle, is to try and live my life showing unconditional love to everyone. And that's not easy. That's hard, especially people that you disagree with or just are not happy with, let's put it that way. But and unconditional love doesn't mean you tolerate bad behavior or abuse or anything like that. As a matter of fact, I think unconditional love causes you to stand up against those people, because you need to show love to everyone else and stand up against injustices and standing up against abuse. You can still love someone and disagree with them, or disagree with what they're doing. But I think the first guiding principle is unconditional love. And every day I try to do better, try to be better at showing unconditional love to everyone. And what you'll find is my next two guiding principles really feed off of that initial first one of unconditional love, and are going to drive you to do the other two things that are my guiding principles. So the first one, unconditional love. Have a great day.